You get to start your aligned journey, your path of fulfillment at any time if you allow yourself to tap in to bold action, whatever bold action means for you. So if you're unsure of what to do next because maybe you've made some realizations about what isn't working anymore, like I did, what is one small bold action you can take? And if you're not sure, just let it be asking yourself, what if?
It all begins by understanding the mind.
I want to be happy now. I don't care about the future. I want to be happy right now.
You are not alone. You are never, ever, ever alone in this.
It's helped my voice grow and given me freedom to be creative on my own.
I'm Christina Barcy. Welcome to Be Bold, Begin, a podcast dedicated to you, the creative, the healer, and the innovator. The topics and conversations we have here are designed to help you discover what might be getting in your way and offer you tools, techniques, and guidance to move through them.
I live in the imposter's body more than I live in my own body. I don't have to feel like I don't deserve this.
This is where creativity and healing intersect.
If you decide to be bold and begin, you have the opportunity to feel humbled and empowered. I totally believe that.
I'm a certified Kaizen Muse creativity coach, a certified Reiki energy healer, and an entrepreneur, artist, and presenter. I will share with you my experiences, my proven tools and techniques that helped me and my clients and loved ones shift and expand in the areas they most desired. This is a gentle and open space where you will hear how others are being bold to encourage you to begin your own journey or expand the one you're on. This is Be Bold Begin. Hi, welcome back. I'm Barcy, your host, and I want to talk today about what it means to be bold, to live boldly. It's in the name of this podcast, so I thought I would share the significance taking bold action can have and its importance in bringing in the shifts you want in your life, in bringing the real you to your actions and bringing the things you want in your life into fruition. It all takes bold action. So what do I mean by that? Here's what I don't mean. I'm not saying it takes forced action or even complicated action or hard work necessarily. In fact, being bold might mean allowing it to be easier. Being bold might mean doing what you really want to do in spite of everyone's advice. Being bold might mean letting go of what isn't working to allow something new to come in. So I'm sharing this from a place of experience, but also from a place of witness. But in my life, there was a time when I was pursuing an acting career here in Los Angeles, where I still am. And the hard realization for me was that the day-to-day process of climbing that ladder towards my bigger goals was not fulfilling. It was challenging for many reasons, but that word unfulfilling was a journey for me to get to. It took a lot of things not feeling right before I could admit to myself that the journey I was on was not fulfilling me at the time and might very well never lead me to fulfillment. It was a heartbreaking realization because I had put all of my eggs in this one basket, and I led myself to believe that I didn't have any other skills and maybe I didn't really have any other passions, because this was my dream for so long. So without it, I didn't know who I was or what I was supposed to do or aim for. So I feel like sharing this now because I know there are a lot of you making this kind of realization during this time. The thing you used to do changed along with the world, and so did you. So now what? Maybe you did what I did and allowed yourself to explore other crafts or disciplines, or maybe you had an awakening and are searching for action steps to live out this new understanding of what's possible for you. So for me, I found the courage to let go of the structure that I had in place for my acting dream, and I quit my weekly acting classes. I let go of the talent agent that I had at that time, and I stopped auditioning. And I started trying to break down what it was that was bothering me the most about how things were going. And a lot of that had to do with the rules that guiding voices of the industry were in consensus about, which looking back, I think, those things are meant to be disrupted, but also the lack of dimensional roles for women at that time. So my solution to that was to explore writing characters that I would like to play and then exploring the possibility of creating my own project. Both things felt very big and daunting and not something in my wheelhouse at the time, but I allowed myself to think about the what if. So I also found other interests during that time that surprised me to some degree, which in this case at that time was time theory and physics. And the more I allowed this to be a new practice and I allowed myself to open to different actions, new actions, the more I opened to new possibilities for a new dream to begin to form. And the more I let go of needing to control this outcome and allowing others to be in control of the outcomes in my life, the more I felt invigorated, the more I felt in trust with myself, and the easier the opportunities began to flow. So, to break this down, the bold actions were: 1, acknowledging the realizations I was having through how I was feeling, so paying attention to my feelings, allowing myself to acknowledge them, because I did feel a lot of discord and sadness and lack of control, and I felt very lost during that time before I decided to make some changes. Which during those changes, by the way, when the shift is happening, when you're doing things differently, that doesn't necessarily just feel better out of a sudden. It doesn't feel good. For me, it felt sad. I still felt lost, but I was at least honoring myself in the moment I was in. That was really important. That was the bold move for me at that moment, was to just honor where I was at that time. Instead of listening to all the voices, including my past voice of what I thought I was supposed to be doing, I allowed myself to find something different. And number 2, the big one, was asking myself, what if? What if I stopped? What if I let it all go? What if there's something else? What if? And then I did that. It was my biggest fear, by the way, giving up. This idea of just giving up. Because to me, that's what this all looked like. Just giving up on my dream. When in fact, what I discovered was that by doing this, I wasn't giving up on myself and my dream. I was deciding to choose me, a bigger version of me that I didn't even know existed yet, a bigger version of my possibilities, a wider scope of what could be. I allowed the what if ... to exist for the first time in a long time at that point. And from that catalyst, I then created smaller, bold actions. Like for me, it was trying to write scripts and dynamic characters, which I love to write. I always loved to write, but I wasn't necessarily a skilled playwright or, screenwriter. So that was scary. And then turned into a project. I was developing a project and then getting other people to come along and play with me in this project. And then creating a consistent system for bringing that project to life week after week. So what I'm referencing here was my very first podcast, by the way. That was a science fiction noir audio drama back when no one knew what a podcast was, including myself. I just was given an opportunity to tell my story and I just said yes. And then it turned out that I learned what a podcast was as we got started. But I'm really glad I did because it changed my life, as you know. So what happened after all of this was that I learned how to keep taking bold action, how to keep trusting myself and making space for the what if, making space for possibilities created by me and conspired with the universal flow. Because that's the difference between being in flow and collaborating with, flow, creative flow, universal flow, however that makes sense to you or relates in your life for you, versus like trying to force a thing to happen because you've decided that that's how it's supposed to go, right? Which we all do at times. And I didn't even realize I had been doing that with my decision around my career at the time. So when I choose to trust myself and to listen to myself, like truly listen to how and like pay attention to how I'm feeling, the opportunities that I don't even know exist or are possible yet will present themselves. It's an opening up, right? So, of course, the begin part in the title, Be Bold Begin, right, of this podcast simply means you get to start your aligned journey, your path of fulfillment at any time if you allow yourself to tap in to bold action, whatever bold action means for you. So if you're unsure of what to do next because maybe you've made some realizations about what isn't working anymore, like I did, what is one small bold action you can take? And if you're not sure, just let it be asking yourself, what if? What if the things you love and are good at are what you get to do? What if the things you love and are good at are more than you realize? What if the things you love and you're good at are different, and that's okay too? And what if those things bring you the prosperity and the love and the fulfillment that you're looking for, that you're hoping for? What if it worked? What if it all worked? What if it were easy, right? My favorite one. What if it worked? I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Be Bold Begin. We hope that these episodes inspire and empower you to take your next steps in your own intuitive journey towards a life or business that feels clear, authentic, and aligned. And if you're ready for more tools and guidance like courses and free events, then I'd love to invite you to my new Intuitive Creators Academy and Collective. It's free to join. Just follow the link in the show notes and remember to DM me once you get there to receive a special gift for being a listener of Be Bold Begin. I'll look forward to seeing you there.